to Lead Pods, the official leadership podcast from USMB for pastors and church leaders, where our goal is to increase our impact together.
Hello, and welcome to the Lead Pods. I'm your host, Matt Erzman. In this episode number 71, we explore the potential benefits and the drawbacks of using Chat GPT in the modern church, with a specific focus on Mennonite Brethren churches. So are you curious about the role of AI and chatbots in the church? Want to learn more about how this technology could revolutionize the way we connect with our congregations and share the gospel? Then this episode is for you. Okay, so if you've heard of Chat GPT, you might know what's coming next. That entire script that I just read was written by a robot. Yes, Chat GPT is this new thing that has taken the world by storm. It's a very intelligent AI system that if you have probably heard about, maybe just little bits and pieces on the news or on social media. It's a little hard to wrap our brains around what this thing even is, but basically, Chat GPT is a very smart computer where you can type in questions and it will give you very intelligent answers, and it's actually pretty amazing what it's capable of. So this episode is going to be quite a bit different from what we normally do on the show. Today, I don't really have a quote-unquote guest that I'm interviewing. I'm literally interviewing a computer. So what I did is I opened up Chat GPT and I asked it to generate 30 interview questions about how the modern church might be able to use this Chat GPT or AI in our worship services and our day-to-day work and our goals of sharing the gospel. And what it did is it spit out 30 really good questions that I think all of us as church leaders should wrestle with and think about. So then what I did is I took those questions and I typed each of them into Chat GPT and asked it to give me a response to its own questions. And it did. And it gave really insightful, thorough answers about how artificial intelligence might affect the church moving forward. So what you're about to hear is it's me asking Chat GPT these questions. And then I took the answers from Chat GPT and I put it into some software that it just basically reads its answers. So it's a very intelligent text-to-speech generator. So you'll hear me talking to a literal robot answering questions about how this technology might be used. Now, I know this is very out there. This is way different from what we typically do, especially if you're not really familiar with this technology. It might be kind of hard to follow. So if you're totally confused about what Chat GPT even is, it might be helpful for you just to do a quick Google search so you kind of know roughly what we're talking about, or you can just listen. And the big thing to remember is all of this content was generated by a computer, generated by a machine. And the fact that that is even possible does have some pretty big implications for the church. How are we going to use this technology? Should we use this technology? What guardrails should we put in place? Or is it just a good tool that we should be using? There's lots of big questions that I think the church needs to wrestle with. And so today I'm going to let the machine tell us what it thinks. And I think you're going to be pretty amazed and maybe even surprised at some of the things that come up in this conversation. So let's do our normal thing where we'll take a quick break to hear from a sponsor, and then you will hear me interviewing a robot as we talk about how Chat GPT can be used in the future of the church.
USMB invites you to register for Vocation, a free webinar series beginning Tuesday, February 28th. Whether you are a church leader navigating division and weariness or a church member feeling hurt and vulnerable to shame, this series is for you. Vocation will include webinars on February 28th and March 14th, and 2 weeks of personal reflection as Amelia Banks of Penny and Sparrow Therapy and Ben Connolly of the Equipping Group help us find deep refreshment in our truest calling. For more information or to register, visit usmb.org. Join us for Vocation as we learn to embrace our stories and lean into our calling.
Can you explain in simple terms what Chat GPT is and how it works?
Sure. Chat GPT is a language model developed by OpenAI. It's a type of artificial intelligence that is trained on a large corpus of text data to generate human-like responses to various questions and prompts. Essentially, it works by taking an input prompt and using a deep learning algorithm to predict the most likely next word in the sequence. Based on what it's seen in the training data, it repeats this process until it generates a complete response that meets the length and specificity criteria set by the user or developer. It's kind of like having a conversation with a smart, informed friend who has seen and heard a lot of things and can use that knowledge to respond to what you're asking.
How can churches utilize Chat GPT in their worship services and other church activities?
There are many ways churches could utilize Chat GPT in their worship services and activities. Some examples could include Chat GPT could be integrated into a church's website or mobile app to provide instant answers to frequently asked questions about the church's beliefs, practices, or events. Sermon preparation. Pastors could use Chat GPT to quickly generate outline suggestions or find supporting scriptures and quotes for their sermons. Interactive Bible study. Chat GPT could be used to create interactive Bible study experiences that help people engage more deeply with the text. Virtual services. Churches could use Chat GPT to create virtual services that feel more personal and interactive, allowing attendees to ask questions and receive immediate responses during the service. These are just a few examples, but the possibilities are really endless. The important thing to keep in mind is that Chat GPT is a tool that can augment and support the church's mission, rather than replace human interaction and creativity.
What are some examples of AI being used in a church setting?
There are many examples of AI being used in a church setting. Here are a few. Chatbots. Many churches have integrated chatbots into their websites to provide instant answers to frequently asked questions and help visitors navigate the site. Virtual assistants. Some churches are using virtual assistants to manage scheduling, send reminders, and handle administrative tasks. Personalized recommendations. AI algorithms can be used to analyze a person's listening or reading history and suggest content that might be of interest, such as sermons or Bible studies. Translations. AI translation tools can be used to help bridge language barriers in multilingual church communities. Accessibility. AI-powered speech recognition and text-to-speech technologies can make church services and resources more accessible to people with disabilities. Market analysis. AI can be used to analyze demographic data and make informed decisions about outreach and mission efforts. These are just a few examples, but as AI technology continues to develop, I'm sure we'll see even more innovative uses of AI in the church in the coming years.
How can Chat GPT improve the effectiveness of sermon preparation and delivery?
Chat GPT can improve the effectiveness of sermon preparation and delivery in several ways. Research assistance. Chat GPT can quickly generate relevant scripture references and quotes, freeing up time for pastors to focus on crafting their message. Outline suggestions. Chat GPT can suggest an outline or structure for a sermon based on the topic and key points the pastor wants to cover. Creative inspiration. Chat GPT can generate ideas and suggestions for illustrations, stories, and analogies that can make sermons more engaging and memorable. Consistency check. Chat GPT can analyze sermons for consistency with church doctrine and provide feedback on any discrepancies or areas that might benefit from further clarification. It's important to note that while Chat GPT can be a valuable tool for sermon preparation, it should never replace a pastor's own creativity, intuition, and connection with their congregation. Rather, Chat GPT can be seen as a way to augment and support a pastor's message and reach a wider audience.
Can AI technology like Chat GPT help with personalized pastoral care and support for church members?
AI technology like Chat GPT has the potential to provide a level of personalized care and support for church members, although it's important to keep in mind that it can never replace the human connection and compassion that is at the heart of pastoral care. That being said, there are several ways that AI technology like Chat GPT could be used to support pastoral care. Virtual support. Chat GPT could be integrated into a church's website or mobile app to provide instant answers and support to church members who may have questions or concerns. Prayer requests. A chatbot powered by Chat GPT could be set up to receive and categorize prayer requests, and even provide personalized responses to members who submit them. Personalized recommendations. Chat GPT could analyze a person's reading or listening history and make recommendations for sermons, Bible studies, or devotions that align with their interests and spiritual journey. It's important to keep in mind that AI technology should be seen as a tool to support and augment pastoral care, rather than a replacement for human interaction and connection. AI can provide a level of personalization and convenience that can make a difference in someone's spiritual journey, but it can never replace the wisdom, compassion, and empathy of a caring pastor.
How does Chat GPT differ from previous AI technologies, and what advancements have been made?
Chat GPT is a state-of-the-art AI technology that builds on the advances made in natural language processing and machine learning. Here are some ways in which Chat GPT differs from previous AI technologies and the advancements that have been made. Large-scale pre-training. One of the key advancements in Chat GPT is its large-scale pre-training on massive amounts of text data. This allows the AI to build a rich understanding of language and context, enabling it to generate high-quality text that is more coherent and natural-sounding. Improved language generation. Unlike earlier AI technologies, which were limited to basic pattern matching and rule-based systems, Chat GPT uses deep learning techniques to generate text in a more sophisticated and nuanced way. This allows it to understand the context and intent of the input and generate text that is more relevant and accurate. Fine-tuning. Another key difference is that Chat GPT can be fine-tuned for specific tasks and domains, allowing it to be adapted to the specific needs of a particular application, such as pastoral care in a church setting. This allows the AI to generate more relevant and targeted outputs for a specific use case. Advancements in transformer architecture. The transformer architecture used in Chat GPT is a significant advancement over previous architectures and has enabled significant improvements in NLP performance. The transformer architecture allows the AI to better capture long-term dependencies in text data and generate more accurate outputs. Overall, Chat GPT represents a major step forward in AI technology and has the potential to revolutionize the way we interact with and understand language. The combination of large-scale pre-training, improved language generation, fine-tuning, and transformer architecture provides a powerful platform for developing advanced AI applications in a range of domains, including pastoral care and support in a church setting.
Are there any ethical considerations when it comes to using AI in a church setting, such as privacy or accuracy of information?
Yes, there are several ethical considerations when it comes to using AI in a church setting, including privacy and accuracy of information. Here are some of the key ethical concerns. Privacy. Churches typically hold a significant amount of sensitive personal information about their members, such as contact information, health status, and financial information. It is important to ensure that this information is handled and stored securely, and that privacy is protected. Accuracy of information. AI technologies like Chat GPT are only as good as the data they are trained on, and there is a risk that they may generate outputs that are inaccurate or contain biases. It is important to carefully consider the data used to train the AI and to take steps to mitigate any potential biases. Responsibility. When AI technologies are used in a church setting, it is important to ensure that there is accountability for the outputs generated. This could involve regular audits and reviews, as well as opportunities for members to provide feedback and hold church leaders accountable. Transparency. Churches should be transparent about how AI technologies are being used and what outputs are generated. This can help to build trust and ensure that the technology is used in a responsible and ethical way. Aligning with values and beliefs. It is important to ensure that AI technologies are used in a manner that is consistent with the values and beliefs of the church. This could involve developing ethical guidelines that outline how the technology should be used, as well as training church leaders and members in the use of AI. By considering these ethical considerations and taking steps to address them, churches can ensure that AI technologies are used in a responsible and ethical way that aligns with the values and beliefs of the church.
What are the potential benefits and drawbacks of using AI in a religious context?
The potential benefits and drawbacks of using AI in a religious context depend on the specific application and how the technology is used. However, here are some of the key benefits and drawbacks to consider. Benefits: improved pastoral care and support. AI technologies like Chat GPT can provide personalized pastoral care and support for church members, enabling them to receive more targeted and relevant support. Increased efficiency and productivity. By automating routine tasks, AI technologies can free up time for church leaders and members to focus on other important tasks, such as serving the community. Enhance sermons and worship experiences. AI technologies can be used to improve the quality of sermons and worship experiences by generating relevant and engaging content. Better understanding of members. By analyzing data and patterns in the behaviors and interactions of members, AI technologies can provide valuable insights into the needs and preferences of church members, enabling churches to better serve them. Drawbacks: lack of empathy and human touch. While AI technologies can provide valuable support and assistance, they can also lack the empathy and human touch that is essential in a religious context. Concerns around privacy and security. As with any technology that involves handling sensitive personal information, there are concerns around privacy and security when using AI in a religious context. Potential for bias. AI technologies are only as good as the data they are trained on, and there is a risk that they may generate outputs that are biased or inaccurate. Resistance to change. There may be resistance to the use of AI technologies in a religious context, particularly among church leaders and members who are resistant to change or who are concerned about the impact on their jobs or role in the church. By weighing the potential benefits and drawbacks of using AI in a religious context, churches can make informed decisions about how to incorporate this technology into their activities and ensure that it is used in a way that aligns with their values and beliefs.
Can Chat GPT be used to create personalized devotional materials or worship songs?
Yes, Chat GPT can be used to create personalized devotional materials or worship songs. For example, a church could use Chat GPT to generate customized devotional content based on a member's interests, struggles, or spiritual journey. Additionally, the technology can be used to generate new worship songs or to suggest existing songs that align with the theme of a particular service or event. However, it's important to keep in mind that while AI technologies like Chat GPT can generate content, they are not a replacement for human creativity or the deep spiritual connection that comes from personal reflection and worship. Ultimately, the role of AI in religious contexts should be to support and enhance the spiritual experiences of church members, not to replace them.
What are the theological implications of using AI in worship and religious practices?
The use of AI in worship and religious practices raises a number of theological questions and considerations, including the following: the nature of human creativity and spiritual connection. Many religious traditions place a strong emphasis on human creativity and spiritual connection as essential elements of worship and religious practices. The use of AI technology raises questions about the role of human agency and creativity in religious life. The role of technology in spirituality. Some may view the use of AI in worship and religious practices as an intrusion of technology into spirituality, while others may see it as a tool to enhance spiritual experiences. The nature of God and divine inspiration. In many religious traditions, God is seen as the source of all truth and inspiration. The use of AI to generate religious content raises questions about the role of human and machine-generated content in religious life. The importance of tradition and community. Many religious traditions place a strong emphasis on preserving and transmitting the beliefs and practices of previous generations. The use of AI technology raises questions about the role of tradition and community in religious life. The ethics of AI and the potential for harm. There are also ethical considerations related to the use of AI in worship and religious practices, such as the potential for AI to generate biased or inaccurate content, to perpetuate harmful social and cultural norms, or to violate privacy and security. These theological questions and considerations highlight the need for careful reflection and discernment when it comes to the use of AI in worship and religious practices. Churches should approach the use of AI technology with an awareness of its potential benefits and limitations, and with a commitment to using it in a manner that aligns with their values and beliefs.
How can churches ensure that they are using AI in a responsible and trustworthy manner?
Churches that are considering using AI in their worship and religious practices should take steps to ensure that they are using the technology in a responsible and trustworthy manner. Here are a few suggestions. Develop a clear understanding of the technology and its capabilities. Churches should educate themselves about the AI technology they are considering using and understand how it works, its limitations, and any potential risks. Seek transparency from AI vendors. Churches should look for AI vendors who are transparent about how their technology works and who are committed to protecting user privacy and data. Establish clear policies and guidelines. Churches should develop clear policies and guidelines for the use of AI technology, including guidelines for the collection and use of personal information and the protection of user privacy. Continuously monitor and evaluate the use of AI. Churches should continuously monitor and evaluate the use of AI technology to ensure that it is being used in a responsible and trustworthy manner and that it aligns with the values and beliefs of the church. By taking these steps, churches can help ensure that they are using AI in a responsible and trustworthy manner, and that they are able to maximize the benefits of this technology while minimizing any potential risks.
What role do human decision-making and interpretation play in utilizing AI in a religious setting?
Human decision-making and interpretation play a critical role in utilizing AI in a religious setting. While AI technology like Chat GPT can provide helpful insights and support, it is important to recognize that it is not a substitute for human judgment, wisdom, and discernment. AI technology is designed to provide information and suggestions based on patterns in the data it has been trained on. However, it is up to humans to interpret that information and make decisions about how to use it. This is particularly important in a religious setting, where ethical and theological questions may arise. For example, a church may use AI technology to generate suggestions for worship songs or devotional materials, but it is up to the church leaders and members to review and evaluate those suggestions to ensure that they align with the values and beliefs of the church. Similarly, an AI-powered chatbot may be used to provide pastoral care and support, but it is up to human pastors and church leaders to provide final interpretation and guidance. In this way, AI technology can be seen as a tool or resource to support human decision-making and interpretation rather than as a replacement for it. Churches should seek to use AI technology in a way that leverages its strengths while recognizing its limitations, and in a way that places a strong emphasis on human decision-making and interpretation.
Can Chat GPT help with outreach and mission efforts by creating targeted email campaigns or social media content?
Yes, Chat GPT could potentially be used to help with outreach and mission efforts by creating targeted email campaigns or social media content. Chat GPT is trained on a vast amount of text data and can generate text that is coherent and contextually appropriate, which makes it well suited for these types of application. For example, a church could use Chat GPT to generate customized email content for different segments of its target audience. By providing relevant information and personalized messaging, the church may be able to increase engagement and interest among its target audience. Similarly, a church could use Chat GPT to generate social media content that is specifically tailored to different platforms and demographics, with the goal of reaching a wider audience and promoting its mission and values. However, it is important to note that the effectiveness of these outreach and mission efforts will ultimately depend on several factors, including the quality of the data that Chat GPT is trained on, the accuracy and relevance of the information it generates, and the skill and creativity of the human leaders and members who are responsible for implementing and executing the outreach and mission strategies. As with any technology, AI should be used in a thoughtful and responsible manner, with a strong emphasis on human oversight and decision-making.
How does the use of AI in churches impact traditional religious practices and the role of religious leaders?
The use of AI in churches can have both positive and negative impacts on traditional religious practices and the role of religious leaders. On the positive side, AI can help religious leaders to reach a wider audience, provide access to resources and information, and streamline administrative tasks. This can free up time and energy for religious leaders to focus on other aspects of their ministry, such as personal connections and community outreach. However, the use of AI can also raise some concerns. Some might argue that relying on AI to deliver religious content or perform administrative tasks takes away from the personal touch and human connection that is at the heart of many religious practices. Additionally, the use of AI in religious contexts raises questions about the role of religious leaders and the potential for AI to displace their jobs or undermine their authority. In the end, it's important for religious leaders and organizations to carefully consider the impact that AI may have on traditional religious practices and the role of religious leaders. It's important to strike a balance between utilizing the benefits of AI while also preserving the core values and practices that are central to the religious community.
What are some of the current limitations of AI technology, like ChatGPT, and how might it evolve in the future?
There are several current limitations of AI technology like ChatGPT. Understanding context. AI technology is currently limited in its ability to understand context and nuances in language. This can sometimes lead to inaccuracies or misunderstandings in the responses it generates. Lack of empathy. AI technology does not have emotions or personal experiences, and as a result, it can struggle to provide empathetic responses to complex or sensitive topics. Bias. AI technology is only as unbiased as the data it's trained on. And if the data contains biases, those biases can be reflected in the responses generated by the AI. Lack of creativity. AI technology can be incredibly effective at generating responses based on patterns it has learned, but it struggles to generate truly original or creative ideas. Despite these limitations, AI technology is evolving rapidly, and as it continues to develop, we can expect to see significant improvements in its ability to understand context, provide empathetic responses, and overcome biases. In the future, we can also expect to see AI technology integrated more fully into our lives, including in the church. AI-powered tools could become even more sophisticated, allowing pastors and church members to engage in more personalized and meaningful ways. At the same time, it's important to continue to be mindful of the limitations of AI technology and to approach its use with caution, recognizing that it can never fully replace human interaction and creativity.
What resources or guidelines are available for churches interested in incorporating AI into their practices?
There are several resources and guidelines available for churches that are interested in incorporating AI into their practices. Industry experts and organizations. Many organizations and experts in the field of AI and technology can offer guidance and advice to churches on how to effectively incorporate AI into their practices. Ethical guidelines. There are a number of ethical guidelines and principles that have been developed specifically for the use of AI in religious and spiritual contexts. These can provide a framework for ensuring that AI is used in a responsible and ethical manner. Case studies and best practices. There are a number of case studies and examples of how churches and other religious organizations have successfully incorporated AI into their practices. These can provide valuable insights and best practices for others looking to do the same. Online forums and communities. There are many online forums and communities where churches can connect with others who are exploring the use of AI in religious contexts. These can provide a valuable opportunity for churches to share experiences and learn from one another. It's important for churches to thoroughly research and consider all of the available resources and guidelines before incorporating AI into their practices. By doing so, they can ensure that they are using AI in a way that is aligned with their values and goals and that benefits their community.
How can churches prepare for potential challenges or pushback from congregants regarding the use of AI in religious settings?
The use of AI in religious settings is a relatively new concept, and it's natural for some church members to have concerns or reservations about its integration into worship services or other church activities. Here are a few ways churches can prepare for potential challenges. Communicate openly and transparently. Clearly explain what AI technology is, how it will be used, and what benefits it will bring to the church. Address any concerns or fears that church members may have head-on and be transparent about any limitations or challenges associated with AI technology. Encourage experimentation and exploration. Offer opportunities for church members to try out AI technology for themselves, so they can get a sense of how it works and what it can do. This can help to demystify the technology and build trust among congregants. Highlight its limitations. Emphasize that AI technology is a tool to support and augment pastoral care, not a replacement for human interaction and connection. Make sure that church members understand that AI technology has limitations and that it should not be seen as a substitute for the wisdom, compassion, and empathy of a caring pastor. Involve church members in decision-making. Involve church members in the decision-making process around the use of AI technology. This could include soliciting feedback and suggestions for how AI technology could best be used to serve the needs of the church community. Address ethical concerns. Make sure to address any ethical concerns that church members may have about the use of AI technology, such as privacy and data security. Ensure that any AI technology used in the church is secure, transparent, and complies with relevant privacy regulations. By being proactive and transparent in addressing these challenges, churches can help to build trust and excitement around the use of AI technology and ensure that it is used in a way that serves the needs and values of the church community.
What steps can be taken to ensure that AI technologies like Chat GPT are used in a manner that aligns with the values and beliefs of the church?
Using AI technology in a manner that aligns with the values and beliefs of the church requires careful consideration and planning. Here are some steps that can be taken. Clarify values and beliefs. Start by clarifying what the core values and beliefs of the church are. This could involve a review of relevant biblical passages, church documents, and traditions, and should involve input from church leaders and members. Assess the technology. Before incorporating AI technology into church activities, carefully assess how the technology works and what it is capable. This includes reviewing the data used to train the AI and considering any potential biases or limitations. Set ethical guidelines. Develop a set of ethical guidelines that outline how AI technology should be used in the church. These guidelines should be informed by the values and beliefs of the church and should address issues such as privacy, data security, and transparency. Ensure accountability. Establish processes for ensuring accountability in the use of AI technology in the church. This could include regular audits and reviews, as well as opportunities for church members to provide feedback and hold church leaders accountable. Train church leaders and members. Train church leaders and members in the use of AI technology and the ethical guidelines that have been established. This can help to ensure that the technology is used in a manner that is consistent with the values and beliefs of the church. By taking these steps, churches can ensure that AI technology is used in a manner that is consistent with their values and beliefs and that it serves the needs of the church community in a responsible and ethical way.
Can AI technology enhance the spiritual experience of worship for individuals, or does it risk reducing it to a mechanical process?
AI technology has the potential to both enhance and detract from the spiritual experience of worship for individuals. On the one hand, AI can provide new and innovative ways for individuals to connect with their faith and spirituality. For example, AI-powered chatbots can provide access to religious resources and information, and virtual and augmented reality experiences can create immersive worship environments. However, there is also the risk that the use of AI in worship can reduce the spiritual experience to a mechanical process. The use of AI may detract from the personal connection and human interaction that is central to many religious and spiritual practices. Additionally, relying too heavily on AI to deliver religious content or perform religious functions may undermine the importance of individual reflection and contemplation. Ultimately, the impact of AI on the spiritual experience of worship will depend on how it is used and incorporated into religious practices. It is important for religious leaders and organizations to carefully consider the potential benefits and drawbacks of AI in order to ensure that it is used in a way that enhances, rather than detracts from, the spiritual experience of worship for individuals.
How can Chat GPT be used to increase accessibility and inclusiveness in religious services and activities?
Chat GPT can be used to increase accessibility and inclusiveness in religious services and activities in several ways. Providing information. Chat GPT can be used as a chatbot to provide information on religious services and activities, as well as to answer questions from members of the community. This can help increase accessibility for those who may not have access to traditional resources or who may have limited mobility. Offering language support. Chat GPT can be trained in multiple languages, which can help increase inclusiveness for members of the community who may not speak the same language as others in the congregation. Providing virtual services. Chat GPT can be used to deliver religious content and experiences in virtual environments. This can increase accessibility for individuals who may not be able to attend physical services, such as those with disabilities or who live in remote locations. Providing personal support. Chat GPT can be used to provide personal support and guidance to members of the community. This can increase inclusiveness for individuals who may not feel comfortable reaching out to religious leaders or who may not have access to traditional support networks. By using Chat GPT in these ways, churches can increase accessibility and inclusiveness in religious services and activities, making them more welcoming and supportive for all members of the community.
How can AI technology be used to support the development and growth of small groups or Bible studies within a church?
AI technology can be used to support the development and growth of small groups or Bible studies within a church in several ways. Facilitating communication. AI-powered chatbots or messaging platforms can be used to facilitate communication between members of small groups or Bible studies, allowing them to share resources and connect with one another more easily. Providing resources. AI technology can be used to provide members of small groups or Bible studies with access to religious resources, such as the Bible, commentaries, and study guides. Offering virtual study experiences. AI technology can be used to create virtual study experiences, such as virtual discussion groups or online Bible studies. This can increase accessibility and convenience for members of the group who may not be able to attend physical meetings. Enhancing the learning experience. AI technology can be used to provide personalized learning experiences, such as customized study plans or recommendations based on individual learning styles and preferences. By using AI technology in these ways, small groups and Bible studies within a church can be supported in their development and growth, providing members with new and innovative opportunities to connect with their faith and with one another.
Can Chat GPT assist with administration and management tasks within a church, such as scheduling events or managing volunteer schedules?
Yes, Chat GPT can assist with administration and management tasks within a church, such as scheduling events or managing volunteer schedules. Event scheduling. Chat GPT can be used as a chatbot to help schedule events, such as church services, retreats, or community gatherings. This can help streamline the scheduling process and reduce the time and effort required for manual scheduling. Volunteer management. Chat GPT can be used to manage volunteer schedules, including assigning tasks, tracking volunteer hours, and providing updates to volunteers on their schedules. This can help increase efficiency and reduce the administrative burden associated with volunteer management. Data management. Chat GPT can be used to store and manage data, such as member information, event details, and volunteer schedules. This can help improve data accuracy and accessibility and reduce the time and effort required for manual data management. By using Chat GPT in these ways, churches can benefit from improved efficiency and reduced administrative burden, freeing up more time and resources to focus on other important aspects of their mission and work.
How can Chat GPT help in crisis situations, such as disaster response or counseling support?
Chat GPT can help in crisis situations, such as disaster response or counseling support, in several ways. Providing information. Chat GPT can be used as a chatbot to provide real-time information and updates on crisis situations, such as disaster response efforts or community support resources. This can help increase accessibility and awareness for those affected by the crisis. Offering support. Chat GPT can be trained to provide emotional support and counseling in crisis situations, such as disaster response or grief support. This can help increase accessibility for individuals who may not have access to traditional support networks or who may be unable to physically access support services. Connecting people. Chat GPT can be used to connect individuals with resources and support services in crisis situations, such as disaster response organizations or mental health resources. This can help increase efficiency and accessibility in accessing support services. By using Chat GPT in these ways, churches can play a key role in supporting individuals and communities in crisis, providing critical information, support, and resources during times of need.
Can Chat GPT be used to provide language translation services for multilingual church communities?
Yes, Chat GPT can be used to provide language translation services for multilingual church communities. By training Chat GPT on multiple languages, it can be used to translate text, speech, or written content in real time, making it easier for multilingual communities to understand and engage with religious content and services. For example, Chat GPT could be used to provide instant translation services during live worship services, helping to bridge language barriers and increase inclusiveness for members of the community who may not speak the same language as others in the congregation. Additionally, Chat GPT can be used to translate written materials, such as worship bulletins, newsletters, or educational resources, making them more accessible to members of the community who may not be fluent in the primary language used by the church. By using Chat GPT for language translation services, multilingual church communities can benefit from increased accessibility and inclusiveness, helping to foster a more supportive and inclusive environment for all members of the community.
Well, thank you, Chat GPT, for sharing with us and helping us learn about this exciting new technology.
You're welcome. I'm glad I could help facilitate this conversation and provide valuable insights. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask.
As we wrap up, do you want to leave us with a joke?
Sure. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field.
Okay, so like I said, that was probably a lot to take in, especially if this is brand new to you, and this is some pretty crazy technology. As you're listening back, I'm guessing maybe a couple things stuck out to you, the same things that stuck out to me. First of all, it was a little repetitive. It kind of hit the same main themes repeatedly, kind of worded slightly differently each time, but it was a little repetitive. The voice probably wasn't totally convincing. You probably knew that wasn't a real person I was talking to. But I was impressed that pretty much with every time that it gave any kind of advice or it was kind of saying that it had some potential use for the church, it was incredibly careful to let us know that this is not a replacement of people, or especially of pastors, right? It kept saying over and over again, make sure you review this with your church. Make sure they understand what this is. This does not eliminate the need for pastors or for leaders of any kind. So if you're the kind of person where this whole technology kind of freaks you out a little bit, at least I'm glad to see that there's quite a few guardrails that are built in there, and I'm grateful to see and hear that. And I want to be clear, I'm not necessarily saying that all of us should jump in on this and start using it in our churches today or tomorrow. There are a lot of things to be figured out, a lot of kinks to be worked out in the actual technology, as well as some really important questions that those of us in church leadership need to wrestle with. So one of my main takeaways, and I hope one of your main takeaways, is that this technology is here. It's not going to go away. It's only going to get smarter, and it's going to have more and more applications in our day-to-day life. So the church needs to talk about it, right? We need to figure out, what are we okay with? Where does technology go too far? How and when do we need to insert ourselves as humans in these kind of conversations? And can God use technology? How can he use technology? Where should we use it in our day-to-day life? Lots of big things to wrestle with. So if you haven't yet, I encourage you to make a Chat GPT account and just play with it. Figure out what it's capable of. Ask it goofy questions. Ask it real questions. Ask it questions about the Bible. I think you'll be really amazed at how it can be a very helpful tool. And start thinking for yourself, what are some ways that this might be helpful? And where do you want to steer clear of this? Where is this too far that you don't want to use this in your day-to-day life? I think it's wise to at least have some of those things figured out as this technology continues to advance. Okay, well, I hope if nothing else, this was at least interesting. And we'll return to a kind of our normal format with a human interview subject next episode. But hopefully now, if you hear Chat GPT in the news or on social media, you have a little bit more of an idea of what it is and how we can use it. So thanks for putting up with a little bit of a strange episode. Hope this has been helpful to you. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time here on the Lead Pods.
Thanks for listening to Lead Pods. Make sure you don't miss an episode by subscribing to our show wherever you're listening today. Learn more by visiting usmb.org, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll see you next time as we learn more practical tools to increase our impact together.